Every driver has a track or a date on every single schedule that they circle and they look at for weeks to come. Tonight is the date that a lot of these drivers in this division have circled many, many weeks ago, because tonight, Darlington Speedway is the site for round number 7 of the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. 37 of the fastest drivers in all of iRacing will take on the track that is too tough to tame. Will the lady in black be tame, or will the majority of these drivers lead with brand new Darlington stripes? Jordan Erickson will start in the number 29 position, and starting 30th is Dion Vergers.
31st, Darren Stevens and Jim Moore is 32nd.
Richard Crozier and Vinny Sansone are 33rd and 34th. Andrew Fayesh, Marcus Caton, and Derek Cash round out this starting field. Green flag flies, and we are underway here with round number 7 in the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. And immediately, right off the start, Bogle tries to capitalize on whatever he can find up on that high side.
All the guys want to get sorted out, though, and get single file. This track's very tough, so you see a lot of guys get single file. Right now we have Connor McKenzie and trouble off corner number 2.
Pace car is off. We're getting set to return to green flag conditions. There she goes. Green flag flies. We're back underway, and McKenzie again with a critical restart gets back out in front of this field.
Yeah, you see most of the drivers up front getting sorted out. We'll see if they can get sorted out back through the back of the pack this time and get single file before they get down the corner of 1.
And I don't think Richard Toler right now is trying to put that much pressure on Connor McKenzie. I think right now Toler is just saying, all right, boys, let's all settle into a groove. Let's turn some laps. If I have an opportunity like Toler sees here, pass for the top spot, Richard Toler goes to the front as they enter turn number 1. If you see the opportunity, the opening is clearly there, go ahead and take it. If not, settle in, let's turn some laps, let's all get into one heck of a rhythm, and let's put on one heck of a show for all of our viewers here tonight.
Well, Josh is a very good driver, and that's one thing about racing that is very different from most other sports, and it translates over to the sim racing. Concentrate for very long, extended periods of time, sometimes up to an hour straight without breaks. And it looks like Toler had the position in this case, and Davies just judged him and clipped the right rear corner of his car and sent him up into the fence. And that collected John Gorlinski and Connor McKenzie.
Setup, and Brian Blackford is one of the drivers that has struggled with the setup here. By the way, heading into turn 3, in excess of 100 miles per hour, 195 miles per hour oftentimes in full-on race trim. 102 laps in the books as we go back to green flag racing conditions. We start lap 103. The number 7 machine of Ray Alfalo way up against the outside wall, and he will lose several positions. Still loses Alfalo.
Yeah, Josh Berry looks to the inside along with Gorlinski as they head down the corner number 3. Alfalo very aggressive. He doesn't want to give up that spot. He knows he just got into the wall, but he still is trying to minimize the damage here. Josh Berry is hungry and he wants that spot, but Berry backs off and lets him have it going through corner number 1 now.
A little bit of history between these two drivers, the number 7 machine of Ray Alfalo and the number 3 of Josh Berry. Ray Alfalo and Josh Berry both raced against one another back in the DMP days, and Josh Berry was one of those up-and-coming drivers. Ray Alfalo was one of those drivers that was well-established and very well-known in the DMP Pro Series. Josh Berry clawed his way into that DMP Pro Series and came in and was just amazing on the racetrack and really earned a lot of respect from Ray Alfalo. However, Alfalo, in a lot of people's minds, and again, I don't speak for Ray Alfalo, we've had a lot of people tell us that Ray Alfalo is still trying to put Josh Berry in his place. Josh Berry, however, has taken his place in sim racing, and it's not exactly where a lot of people think Ray Alfalo wants him to be, and that would be behind whatever machine Ray Alfalo happens to be driving, which oddly enough is where Josh Berry finds himself right now. Now, a lot of these upper-level sim racers, what they will do is they will practice different scenarios, different situations, and they'll come out here and they'll put, 100 laps in the books or 160 laps in the books with the setup that they're going to race. Then they'll take 2 tires and they'll figure out what they need to change to make the car handle properly. I think you may see several drivers take 2 tires and make an adjustment and come out there and try their best to hang on to this deal, as Josh Berry looks like he might have been one of the ones that had a phenomenal stop, maybe a 2-tire stop for Berry. Ray Alfala will lead the charge out of pit road. Drops a 7-lap shootout, although Brad Davies hoping for 2 more yellow flags because that should get him to the checkers here in this one. Pace car in, a green flag in hand. Green flag flies. Davies hard on the throttle as they head towards turn number 1. It's going to be a battle for second spot. Berry able to work by Ray Alfala up into the number 2 position. Josh Berry moves up into second. Little wiggle for Berry. Almost slides up in front of Alfala in the 7. Alfala gives him plenty of room. Brad Davies blocks it down up from turn number 2 and heads down the backstretch. So it's a green-white checker finish, which is pretty standard now in the racing world. However, we almost had ourselves a 1-lap shootout, which would have been needed. It's actually going to be a green-white checker. We'll have a 3-lap shootout. Make it a 2-lap shootout. We'll start lap 179. I'm all over the place here tonight. Green flag flies. Now we know we are back underway. Davies is your race leader as Josh Berry tries everything he can in turns 1 and 2 to find a way around Davies. A wiggle for Berry opens the gap for Davies.
Yep, Davies a little bit of a gap there coming up for number 2. Ray Alfala is looking to the inside of Olsen. Olsen throws a block a little bit going down his rear. Alfala has position going in the corner, and Olsen moves up the track and gets into the fence. But is able to keep it going right now. And it looks like Brad Davies may have lost his connection. Yep, Brad Davies lost his connection with 1 lap to go.
Tough break for Brad Davies. Had the great pit strategy, and Davies loses connection as the white flag flies. Final time now through turns 3 and 4 for Josh Berry. And Berry trying to take home the win in round number 7 of the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. Checkers in the air. Berry takes home the win. Olsen takes home second. Third to Ray Alfala. Fourth, Derek Wood. Rounding out the top 5, Thomas Lewandowski.
Yeah, it's a very rare instance right now. What happens right there is Brad Davies lost his connection to the server, and maybe Brad lost power, or maybe his computer locked up or something, but he's lost connection to the server, and that hands the win over to Josh Berry.